Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Dragon Ball holds a very special place in my heart. I grew up watching it, I grew up consuming every single bit of media I could possibly get from it. I've watched OG Dragon Ball all the way up to Super, as well as not read the manga, but seen it through YouTube videos, especially through power scaling videos. I eat those things up, not just for Dragon Ball, but just for in general, but obviously Dragon Ball's the king of power scaling because it's kind of ridiculous to a point where it actually kind of hurts the narrative, but we're not going to talk about that. We're glazing Dragon Ball today. Let's not even bring up Bardock versus Omni-Man in Death Battle. Don't do that, because that'll get me real upset. When their own statistics disprove their result, that's where you know they screwed up, but we're not talking about that today. Today, we are going to review the newest and probably greatest Dragon Ball fighting game to come out. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. An arena fighter with 182 characters, only like 90 if you count, without the transformations, but that's still a ton of characters. And we're gonna find out if this game is better than sex. Spoiler alert, it might be. We're gonna go over the gameplay, the content, the spice, the dazzle, the razzle, the beam clashes, the supers, the ultimate attacks. Everything Dragon Ball, everything Sparking Zero. Here we go, let's go. We're getting past the intro. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the video, please. I'm begging you, I am a very small YouTuber. Everything helps, everything helps. And check out the channel for more videos on this, because I just glazed this game 24/7 as well as play it. There's an hour-long Frieza Clan video that I made. You should watch that too. All right, let's just get right into it already. I love you guys. Alright, let's just head right into the quick overview of the game's premise. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is an anime arena fighter with 182 playable characters, a lot of which take up, transformations, but it's still 182 characters. A lot of them play differently than their base forms, etc., etc. So the point of the game is you have two characters on screen beating the hell out of each other in a 3D destructible environment, basically simulating Dragon Ball. This is not supposed to be a balanced competitive fighter, although in my opinion there is some leeway for a competitive scene to be developed with how they actually made the game, but it's not supposed to be, right? It is a Dragon Ball simulator, just how like 2K is a basketball simulator, or like Madden's a football simulator, etc., etc., except this is for anime. Specifically Dragon Ball, where people are teleporting all over the place, shooting gigantic lasers, screaming at the top of their lungs, powering up, and just making everyone's childhood 100 times better, because let's be honest, this is everyone's dream, right? This is the dream game of anyone who watches anime for the action, for the power-ups, for the screaming, for, this is for the game. This is the game for kids who did Kamehamehas in their backyard, who tried to turn Super Saiyan, This is the poggers, if, that's what the cool kids are saying right now, right? This is... I don't know where I'm going with this. The combat is pretty simple. There's a lot of different counters and movement abilities that you have access to, but there's really only smash attacks and rush attacks, right? There's not really huge, necessarily button combos like you would see in Mortal Kombat or even Tekken. A lot of it's more so just timing, getting into a rhythm versus the opponent, and just kind of outmaneuvering them, out-resource managing them, etc., etc. My personal favorite is Sonic Sway because it looks really cool. One gripe, if you even want to call it that, with the game that I have, and specifically character variety, is the fact that combos are pretty universal. This could also technically be a plus for the game if you depending on how you feel about it. But say if like a pretty standard combo string, just pressing X and Y a bunch of times, in order, you can pretty much apply that to every single character. Thankfully, with a roster of this size, you would, have the suspicion that every character plays exactly the same, right? Or, like, way too similar. But besides the rush combo stuff I just mentioned, every character has, like, enough tools unique to them that you do feel like you're playing as a different person every time, as opposed to just reskinning the same Dragon Ball fighter with different HP and stats, right? And maybe a couple different moves, right? They feel different enough, and I'm honestly impressed that they were able to pull that off, considering, again, there's technically 182 characters. This game is absolutely beautiful. When you think, okay, perfect Dragon Ball game interpretation, this is it. It has a fantastic art style. All of the supers look gorgeous. Have you seen Goku Black's Kamehameha or Super Saiyan Blue's Ultimate? Oh my god! Spaghetti in the meatball, glorious, mina, matzamula, rita, spaghetti in the meatballs.
Absolutely delicious.
It really makes you feel like Goku Dragon Ball. The transformation sequences, and don't get me started on the voice acting. The voice direction, oh my god. I made the Italian joke already, but oh my god, the mozzarella. Pasta fazool, if you know what I'm saying. Delicious. You can really feel the visceral screams just in your ears with your brain. Shatsu, especially, who told them to go that hard? Why is he going that hard? Or she, I don't know who voice acts Shatsu, I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a woman. There are moments where the voice acting is kinda eh. Like, for example, Goku, of all people, very surprised there. I think in his Super Saiyan Blue form, maybe, he says full power, and it's just like, full power, and it's like during an ultimate. It's like, bro, put some more oomph into it. I know you can do it. You literally, you shaped part of my childhood with how good you were at specifically saying full power, and you know, stuff like that. You probably didn't hear that correctly because my mic peaks at like the slightest bit of nonsense now. I don't know, I need to fix that. Besides the little hiccups there, the voice acting, 10 out of 10. The graphics, 10 out of 10. Can't speak for how it looks on console. I can't imagine it's much worse than what it looks like on my like supercomputer that I have. Thank you, Matt, for that. Very nice to you. Like, even when I'm having a bad time, at the very least, you know, I'm looking at something absolutely gorgeous and hearing amazing things. You know, I can like immerse myself into this game to play, just enjoy Dragon Ball, really. The one thing I have an issue with is the music. Now, don't get me wrong, some of the soundtracks are bops, all right? But nothing like stands out to me. I guess I am kind of spoiled because I am a Sonic fan, and that's like the one good thing consistently throughout all of their games. Most of the games I play have absolutely like ridiculously good soundtracks, like say Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring, Terraria, funny enough. Whereas Dragon Ball, like, they're all good, but I can't see myself listening to any of these. Besides, of course, Limit Break, but that's literally just taken from the anime. That doesn't count. That's a bop. But yeah, presentation, 10 out of 10, baby. Fantastic. All right, I don't know how to segue out of this, so here's game modes, pros and cons. I'm just gonna steamroll through these game modes real quick. We got the story/episode mode, where you go through specific characters and their kind of storyline throughout the story of Dragon Ball. Story. I love saying that word. These are quite fun. Goku's is incredibly long. And certain points in time during these stories, you can do certain criteria where, if met, you will actually go down a different branching path. And some of these go quite a far long while, where with these said paths, you'll experience kind of different storylines in the story of Dragon Ball. There I go saying the word again. So for example, if say, you know, you go and defeat Cell first form as Goku instead of waiting at the, you know, the lookout, Goku has to end up fighting every single android, and that's it. Like, he just, you know, spars with them. They find out Goku's really strong, and Android 16's like, yeah, you know, I want to hurt you because of my programming, but I also don't want to hurt the bird, so, you know, I'm not going to blow myself up, even though that's literally all he does throughout the entire fight, and then that's it. You know, Cell is dead, and the androids are all alive. It ends after that, but that has some serious repercussions throughout the rest of the story, if you think about it. Or, for example, Future Trunks, this is kind of spoilers, but there's another one where instead of going back to your timeline after basically completing a story, right, beating Zamasu and everything, you instead stay to basically take Frieza's spot in the Tournament of Power. That one's pretty awesome. There's also these custom battles, which are just an infinite amount of just replayability for the game. People can make the custom battles. You can do like just random scenarios that are super hard, super weird, super funny, and just like basically tell stories, right? This is a content gold mine for me. Can't wait to make that video. I already have one planned. I'm just working on this one right now. Found some pretty funny ones. And then obviously there's ranked, standard, world tournaments that you can play online with people. I haven't actually touched that yet, but it's there. I really enjoy the ranked because of the DP system, being able to build teams using strong characters, but you're actually kind of punished for it because, you know, they take up like 8, 9, 10 points, and when you only have 15 points, so you can only have like 2 characters on a team, right? If you take the really strong ones, or make a more well-rounded team of like 4 members, or just standard 1v1, right? For the ranked anyway. Pros, I guess, I mean, I basically told you already throughout this entire review. It has wonderful art, amazing graphical design, sound design's fantastic, the gameplay's smooth, delicious, and fantastic. I said that already. Some cons, I guess, like I said before, the music could be better, I guess. It's not, it's serviceable and it's not like it's good, right? But I don't leave the game kind of thinking about the music, right? Maybe that's just because the gameplay's so good and loud that I don't really notice the background music, right? And a big one is crossplay. This game does not have crossplay yet, and we're not sure if it will get it. I'm hoping it will. I don't see why they wouldn't add it, but I know they said it was difficult probably because of the Xbox Series S. Apparently that gives everyone a hard time with crossplay for some reason. But yeah, if you're planning on playing with a friend who is on a different console, I'm sorry, but as of right now, as of recording this video, there is no crossplay. But maybe there will be crossplay if you decide to like, subscribe, and check out my gameplay videos of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero in my YouTube channel videos section. And also, maybe consider subscribing to the membership. You know, if you want to really support the channel, it's only $3 a month. You get cute little emotes. You get a little banner next to your name. Not a banner, an emblem, but whatever. You get priority in the comments, even though I read them all anyway. And you'd be helping me out and inspiring me to make more content. You don't have to do it, you know, I'm just pointing it out that I did set up the YouTube membership. So if you want to do that, $3 a month, you know, you get funny little Dragon Ball emotes that I put in there, and it helps me out a ton. Besides the crossplay, there's really no huge issues I have with the game. I know Yajirobe's apparently broken because he can heal with the sensu beans and be really toxic, but I haven't actually ran into a Yajirobe yet, so we'll have to see. And I've crashed once. So the game's pretty stable, to be honest. That might have been on my end too, you know. It was one random time and it hasn't happened in the past like 30 hours I put into this game already. So I think we're good on that front. It runs pretty well. But I guess that leads us to the question this entire video is asking. Is Dragon Ball Sparking Zero better than sex? Well, I think the answer is quite obvious. You don't have to take Sparking Zero out to dinner. Sparking Zero's always there for you. It's always gonna make you feel good. It looks fantastic, better than any woman I've ever seen. I mean, for Christ's sake, the game has Dr. Wheelo. Have you seen that guy? He's literally 90% brain, besides the mech body. You know, he can give some good brain, if you know what I'm saying. Yes, it's better than sex. As a big sex haver, you know, a plentiful, so it's almost a problem, you know, if I wasn't so good at it. I can comfortably say that it is very much better than, you know, the intercourse. Outro call to action. Let me know in the comments if you agree with me. I want to hear about your experience with the game, and whether or not you personally think it's better than sex. Or if you saw my thumbnail in the Twitter, because the post got over 1 million views with my original thumbnail for the last video I made that said better than sex, and you know, the video didn't get 1 million views, so what's up with that? But anyways, that's pretty much the entire video. I know the ending was kind of abrupt. There's not much else to say. The game's utterly incredible. I think IGN gave it a 7, which is just criminal. The game's a 9 out of 10 if you're not an anime fan. If you're a Dragon Ball fan, my god, this game is a 12 out of 10. So I'm gonna go play this game after exporting this video, and yeah, go follow my Twitch too if you want to see me stream it too. I stream every Sunday and then sometimes other days if I'm feeling like it. Love you guys, stay frosty, and remember, mean people suck, but nice people swallow.